Oh, 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor. My name is Linda Toden, and with me today is Reverend David Old, who is the co-host, and we'll be speaking today with Om Rosham. I don't know if I spelled
Yes,
if I
you
said
did.
that right.
That was
Okay,
right.
good.
Yeah. So,
They will be having a divine conversation. Their talk title today will be Unity and Advaita Vedanta.
okay. Well, so here at Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor, we draw upon the universal wisdom at the heart of the world's spiritual traditions. And we're a progressive, inclusive, spiritually grounded community committed to awakening, transformation and compassionate action. So wherever you are on your spiritual journey, we are delighted that you joined us today.
And we're glad to have Adam Bergman with us and Michael Karloff today on the piano, sharing their music. Thank you so much for bringing your gift to our sanctuary this Sunday.
So before we move on to announcements, I want to share a brief personal update. Many of you, and some of you don't, know that my partner Dave was taken into the emergency room on Monday. He had a colon perforation and underwent emergency surgery. He has been in critical care this week. Friday, he had the second part of the surgery, a colostomy, and he is receiving excellent medical care right now, and his vitals are on the upturn. So I just want you to know that I feel held, supported, and at peace. And I am deeply, deeply grateful for your prayers and for the unity principles that continue to anchor me. So thank you for holding Dave in the light with me. And now let's move into our community announcements.
Today in the sanctuary from 12:30 until 2, Nelson Ng will once again be facilitating one of Unity's sessions, which is a monthly drum circle, which happens on the first Sunday of every month.
Tomorrow evening, from 6 o'clock until 8:30, in the upstairs hospitality room, Tammy Melange will be holding a Divine Feminine Sacred Circle, which happens every other Monday.
Next Sunday in the sanctuary, Reverend David Old will be speaking, and his talk title will be Living the Vision. One heart, one choice, one moment at a time. Next Sunday is also our big potluck Sunday, so we invite you all to bring a dish and share.
Well, also on Saturday, June the 27th, from 9 until 3, we will be holding a yard sale fundraiser. So we welcome lots of volunteers to help out in order to make this a huge success. So please sign up in the hospitality room. Also, if you would like to donate any items, please only bring them on the day, on the morning of the yard sale, as we do not have space to store them here. Anything that does not sell will be donated to the Society of St. Vincent de Paul Society Shop, which is up the street at 3718 King Street. Please also donate some empty boxes to pack things up. That would be great. And so all proceeds do go to Unity Center, so invite all of your family and friends to come out and support us.
More information about these and other upcoming events can be found on our weekly newsletter, on our website, and on posted flyers throughout our center. Sign-up sheets can be found in the upstairs hospitality room. Signing up for our classes and workshops helps our facilitators to prepare. Sorry. Today's prayer chaplain, Mariette Jones, will be available for confidential prayer with you after the service.
And also remember that Silent Unity offers 24/7 prayer support at 1-800-NOW-PRAY.
So Mariette is here. Mariette,
Yes,
maybe
she
you could
is.
just
Right
thank
over
you
there.
for raising your hand.
So let's open ourselves in prayer this morning, and I invite you to just take a deep breath with me and settle into the awareness of the one presence and one power. The life, love, and wisdom that moves through all things. So we open our hearts to the infinite, knowing that divine life is expressing every moment, in every breath, in every unfolding. And we affirm guidance for every mind, strength for our body, and peace for our hearts. And we hold all who are walking through challenges or uncertainty in the light of truth. We see them in that light, knowing that they are surrounded by love, upheld by Spirit, and never separate from the wholeness that they are. And we bless this time together, this gathering of seekers, friends, and fellow travelers, trusting that what needs to be spoken will be spoken, what needs to be heard will be heard, and what needs to be healed will be healed. So we give thanks for the presence that goes before us, within us, and as us. And so it is.
Thank you. Thank you. For those willing and able, I invite you to stand and join Adam for our opening songs.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here on this wonderful Sunday, June 7th. Happy June, happy Pride Month. It's funny how songs and themes and moments kind of write themselves. So I would really, really like for all of us here and at home to gather all of our energy. I did an event on Friday, and we're still talking about the energy from that event. That energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. So I want us to take all of our energy here and at home and put it into everyone that wants it. And to you, Reverend David, and to your partner, and to everyone, let's take all of that energy celebrating one power. So let's do this classic, this Michael Jackson classic. We're going to start with We Are the World. There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people crying, oh, it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. Everyone together, let's do it one more time. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and me. Thank you, everyone. And we're going to keep going. We walk this earth with our feet. And I want everyone to plant themselves and ground themselves into the ground, hold the hand of the inner child, and celebrate that one power, whatever that means, as we're going to explore all of that today. And I want you to hold the hand within yourself and each other's hand. That, like the last talk we had, we are all connected. So I want us to draw from the earth, and I want us to give to each other with this really powerful song. This is Blessing to the World. Find that place in you, and let's draw from it. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. Thank you.
And thank you, Adam and Michael, for your blessings of music to us. That was wonderful. And to the audience, too. You're all doing a great job out there.
So Unity was founded on prayer. Through affirmative prayer and meditation, we raise our consciousness and remember our oneness with the divine.
Our affirmation this month is, I am a channel of spiritual awakening, transforming my life and the world. Let's speak that together.
I am a channel of a spiritual awakening, transforming my life and the world. And now we have a special piece of music by Adam and Michael.
Good morning again, everyone. Thank you for being here. Welcome to June. Welcome to Pride Month. Welcome to summer. We're starting off a beautiful month, again, drawing energy from each other and sending it to everyone that wants it and needs it and deserves to receive it. So we're going to talk about all the different things, paths, avenues, beliefs that all lead to the same place, one power, and that we are all of those things. So whatever you feel, whatever you believe, what other path feels most authentic to you, know that we're all connected and they're all the same. So we're going to do one power. One power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak it in every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth. As simple as the love inside you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord. Call it Buddha, Bahamula, angel's wings, or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget and our hearts were all the same. Remember when we close our eyes to see that such differences were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord. Call it Buddha, Bahamut, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. Thank you.
You know, Adam, I know Daniel Nahmad, and he's the one that wrote this, and this was actually my suggestion that he sing it today. But I've heard Daniel sing it frequently, and it's one of my favorites. And you do him proud. I mean, yeah, absolutely, you do a great job on that. So thank you. So here at Unity Spiritual Center of Windsor, we have a global vision. Will you please speak it with me? Our vision is a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
And we have a sacred mission. Please say that with me.
We inspire and empower spiritual growth to awaken us and transform the world. And we have our personal statement of being. I am a dynamic center of the Christ light, mighty to unfold my good and radiate that good to all. Well, good morning, everyone. Really good to see you. Glad to have you here. And I am absolutely delighted to have our guest, Om Rashan, with us. But I want to tell you a little bit about him. Om Rashan is a former Toronto police officer who has also held senior leadership positions within the Ontario government. Through his years of service in both policing and public leadership, he has worked closely with diverse communities, gaining deep insight into human behavior, relationships, and resilience. I might add that Om is now running for mayor of Kingsville. And today, Roshan also serves as a life and wellness mentor, guiding individuals through practical approaches to managing stress, strengthening the mind, and living with greater clarity and purpose. His work blends real-world experience with timeless practices such as breath work and meditation, making wellness simple, accessible, and deeply transformative. And so please give Om a warm round of applause as I welcome him to the stage. Absolutely. Here, have a seat there, okay? Om and I have been really looking forward to this. We planned this out a long time ago. As you know, he was our guest speaker. He's been a guest speaker here several times. We've always enjoyed having him. And he was here in April speaking when I was away on a sabbatical. And but we have been planning this out for some time of having a divine conversation. So, I want to say that most of you may not know, but Unity's co-founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, were highly influenced by Advaita Vedanta. Charles and Myrtle, the very first Parliament of World Religions was held in Chicago in 1893, and there was the Chicago World Fair was there, but the Parliament of World Religions was being there as well at the same time, and their guest keynote speaker was Swami Vivekananda. And so both Charles and Myrtle went to the Parliament of World Religions, and they met Swami Vivekananda. And if you look at Unity's teachings, you will see that there is a strong influence from Eastern philosophy, and especially the Vedanta. So we do have a tie-in there. So our intention is to explore our commonalities. Now, I was talking to Om earlier, and he said, well, I really don't know that much about Vedanta. And because he's both Unity and Om are rooted in non-duality. And I would consider Om sort of direct path, which is different from Advaita Vedanta. It's much more contemporary. Anyway, I'm going to let you just tell us a little bit about your yeah. Just a minute. Not yet. Hold on.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's so beautiful to see everyone back again. I feel like I just came here yesterday. It's almost like 2-3 months now. How are you guys doing today? Fantastic, fantastic. So I was looking forward to have this conversation with Reverend David. He said that I'm running for mayor of Kingsville. Yes, that's true. Yes, I'm running for mayor of Kingsville, even though my path is spirituality, because some people think that if you're on the path of spirituality, you can't be doing certain ventures, and politics has a great reputation. So people might have that contradiction, but I do say that when I say spirituality, that includes anything and everything. That includes your desires, your ventures, your interests, your right, your wrong, anything you think about it, everything encompasses under the roof of spirituality. So that being said, when Reverend David, when he sent the email to me about, let's talk about Advaita Vedanta and the Unity philosophy, I didn't send an email back, but I was just thinking to myself, what is Advaita Vedanta, right? Because usually people, when they look at me, and, when they know that, I teach meditation, I do spiritual talks, and my spiritual name is Om, somehow they identify to the Eastern religion or philosophies like Advaita Vedanta or something like this Om symbol, the Sanskrit symbol. Or when they see or look at me or meet me, they say Namaste. I'm like, no, just good morning is fine. You don't have to say Namaste to make me feel good. Right? So I did a quick Google search as I drove by with the terminology Advaita Vedanta. So Advaita Vedanta, when I just that little search, what I found is that it is actually aligned with my path, with my understanding, and with my experiences. So I'll just give what I read. I might be wrong.
We have a Joseph, if you'd go ahead and do the first slide there. We've got.
What is that? It says
Okay.
one presence, one power,
Non-dual
non-dual reality,
yeah.
direct experience of the divine. Okay. So the point is, we're all one. There's no separation. There's non-duality, which means like even though I can call I and him and I and you, that I and you is a reference of our individual perspective and experiences, but beyond that, we are all just one part, or one, right? So that being said, how I see the life as one is that, like, take your body, for example, your physical body, right? You have 5 senses, you have skin, you have billions of cells everywhere. So if your finger got cut, right? Little pain comes out of that cut finger. Who experiences that pain? Is that your finger? Or is it something inside of you? Or is your entire body? Who experiences? We say we experience the pain, but the cut is in the finger, right? And if you numb your finger, you won't experience the pain at all. That doesn't mean that your finger is not cut. So the point I'm trying to make is that this entire universe is one body, physical body. In that one physical body, there are so many things that is beyond our individual cell. Like we are like an individual cell, like billions of cells in the universe. Individually, I'm a micro cell, right? So in this micro cell, I do grab these experiences through my individual perspective and then send that experience to this entire universe. The same thing happens in the macro universe level. So on that aspect, we are all one and same as a whole one body, but at the same time, we are not same, right? We are connected, but we are not same because we do have our individual perspective. We have our individual ego. And that individual ego will always going to be telling us with judgment, this is right, this is wrong. This is my like, this is my dislike. This gives me pleasure, this gives me pain. So it creates this duality, the nature of duality, nature of separation, and that comes through our individual self. So now our goal, if we call the spiritual growth, our goal, I see it as to experience this non-duality of nature the way we are experiencing through our individual ego as it is, not fight, not try to achieve something that, oh, you know what, I don't have to be separated, I don't have to feel this dual nature. Like instead of fighting it, accepting that nature. Accepting that, yes, I do have judgments. Yes, I do have my limitation. Yes, I do have my strengths. Right? Accepting that my life is pleasurable, my life is filled with pain, my life is filled with suffering. At the same time, there's so much pleasure I can also absorb and experience as an individual person. So accepting the nature as it is. The more and more we can accept the nature, how we experience, with a bit more of investigative mind, I think so many problems would be solved. The problem is we resist everything. We fight everything. And then another phrase, a beautiful phrase, Reverend David, we had this phrase, we are spiritual beings experiencing.
Yes, we are spiritual beings having a human experience.
A human experience.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful phrase, but again, as an individual, I have issues with that. What issues? The moment we say we are spiritual beings experiencing human experience, I think indirectly we are glorifying the spiritual aspect or the so-called spiritual being, and we are kind of putting the human aspect as a secondary aspect. The moment we are a bit of secondary, or human are secondary, we are trying, now we will be longing to some assumption of a being which we have no clue. It might be the 100% truth that we are all spiritual beings, but who knows? Who knows 100% concrete that We are traveling here, we're having this mini experience as human, but somehow we're going to have a home that would be permanent, that is so beautiful, there's no death, no end. It's all going to be pleasure. It's all going to be somebody with me, so-called God, which is going to pamper me and hug me, give me bread and butter 24/7. Who knows that? And when we put that assumption, now we are going to avoid what is in here, right here, before your senses, before here. I think as human itself, you have extraordinary intelligence, extraordinary power. You can call it divine power. You can call it the consciousness. You can call it the God power, but everything is flowing through your senses. By putting ourselves a bit more into an assumption game, I think we are losing ourselves. And the more and more we are here, the more and more we are open to accept that we do have limitations with our ego. At the same time, through ego, there are so many things we can explore and break and embrace and make the changes that can happen right now. We don't have to wait until our death, or we don't have to do something miraculously crazy to get somewhere. We can do right now, little changes, right? And that's why I say, when people call love is God, I say, please, you have to have a pure definition for what love is. Because if you think love is a comfort space, a space of pampering, a space of hugs, you're going to be in a rough ride. Because now you're going to put God in one particular emotion. Anything that is happening good to me, it's work of God. If anything that is happening and contradicting, giving me pain, oh, that's devil's work. Oh, that's demon's work. Oh, that's a negative energy. Oh, that got nothing to do with this. But this is a contradicting of the universal nature, because I do not see the so-called consciousness or God as good alone, or that is comforting alone. I see anything and everything as one pure consciousness. The things we are calling about good, evil, demon, angel, I put everything in one big circle, and I call that as the pure consciousness, that as a God. So whereas our actions comes into play, this is where I talk about the dharma, the right actions. What you feel right might not feel right to me, but at least you know what is right for you. And I say to people, fight and live for what you feel right. But don't get obsessed with that righteous actions, because in this whole aspect of the universe, you might be right to your own individual self, but not for somebody else. You see what I'm saying? But if you can accept it, we can focus on our actions, knowing that every action has a consequence. So we can choose the righteousness to ourselves. But again, when I say our righteousness, I'm not saying that righteousness would be righteous for you. But for some reason, I feel my righteous action is righteous, right? So I'll do it. I'll do it with my full principle. I'm fully involved with it. But am I going to fight for it? To kill everybody? To attack everybody? Definitely not, because I've accepted the nature that all the contradictions are part of this universe, part of the consciousness, part of the God. If you want to call God, it's part of the God. So now I'm accepting it. So I'll do my best, then I can step back. This is where the meditation comes into play. In meditation, you observe, you're involved, but you're not sucked into any particular experiences, right? So that is exactly, I believe, as Advaita Vedanta, but I'm not sure if that's what the ancient teaching believes. It's oneness. There's no separation whatsoever, but there's a
And
difference.
what is this oneness? It is pure awareness.
Yeah, we can say that.
It's pure awareness. I mean, if we cannot call, we have to be conscious. If you cut your finger, you would only know it because you're conscious of it, because you are aware of it.
Okay.
Okay. And I totally get what you're saying about the one is the whole thing. I mean, it's the good, it's what we call bad. We're the ones that make the labels, but the world is just a polarity. I mean, it's there's black, there's white, there's darkness and light, there's good, there's bad. I mean, and that is all part of what I would call the universe or God. And where we get into trouble is we reject part of that. Okay, we fight that. If something happens to us, and then we can accept it, we argue with it, and we're arguing with what is. And that's where our suffering actually comes into play. We create our own suffering by not accepting what is here in front of us, this present moment. We get in our mind that we want, it should be better, it can be better. Well, right now, it is what it is. And it may be a really good experience for you. It may be a very challenging experience for you. But this, by not fighting it and by accepting what is as what is, then we are in a much better position to actually deal with what is and to make the correct, movements and decisions and everything if we are fully present.
100%. With that, I would say, accept it and fight it. Don't give up the human intelligence. Don't give up your power, right? So I say accept it. Like the problem I see is that people fight just for the sake of fighting, the sake of proving that you're right. I say if there is something you can make some change and you have the power, and if you feel that you have the power, then fight for it, but accept the nature that it might turn out to be for your favor, or it might not turn into your favor. That is the nature.
Yeah.
So knowing that nature, now if it doesn't turn into your favor, now you know you're already, the root is acceptance. Accepting that it is not everything going to be pleasing my senses.
Absolutely, right.
So I say fight for it. That's what dharma, the right action. Fight for it, but do know that not everything going to happen in your favor.
This whole concept of Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, and then bliss. And that's sort of in Advaita Vedanta, that is what the overall philosophy is, that we exist. We all know we exist, do we not? We all know we exist. We are conscious. We're conscious of what is going on. But then there's this bliss aspect of it. And so everybody's going around, well, where is the bliss? And I mean, people have this idea that bliss is like an ongoing orgasm, I think, sometimes, But bliss is not just, it's not all good. It's not all happy thoughts. We have life challenges. That's part of this human experience. And we are, to me, bliss is more of just accepting what is and moving from the understanding of what is and making the decisions. I mean, that might include fighting for sure. Mm-hmm. But it's to me, bliss is just, it's sort of what the Apostle Paul said, the peace beyond understanding. Mm-hmm. And we can tap into that peace no matter what's going on in the world. Mm-hmm. And as I had mentioned before, I worked in the ER as a hospital chaplain for a good time. And I was dealing with all of these life and death decisions all the time and death all around me. And I realized that I could tap into that peace beyond understanding, which is now how I consider bliss. Mm-hmm. That at any time there is that still point within each and every one of us and it's through our spiritual practices of prayer and meditation that helps us to realign ourselves. And if we get thrown off, and we do, I mean, life is like riding a bicycle. You're going to constantly be being, adjusting to stay upright. And that's life for you.
Mm-hmm. Now that you beautifully nailed it. And what you call bliss, that is my definition for the universal love.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because love, it's like the track, like a train tracks. It takes you for different destinations. You experience a beautiful, a scenery, and then you might see certain painful stuff on the side, but you're traveling on the track, and the track is that connects all the destination. And if you're very much aware and conscious enough that you are on the track of bliss or on that love connects everything.
Yeah.
So that love is a pure energy which accepts anything and everything as is, but it connects the flow. Yeah. It keeps everything in sync, in harmony. right? So if we can truly know that is love and tap into that love, then we can accept the differences and still be in bliss
Yeah.
or in that peace.
And that peace. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me look at my notes here. So I ran across something this week that really struck me. And someone had asked, I was reading Quora. Quora is a platform where people ask questions. And I was reading I have a few people that I follow on Quora. And someone asked, how do enlightened beings decide when to use the mind and when to rely on direct experience? Okay?
Good question.
And the response was simply, where are these enlightened beings? Okay? It reminded me that at the heart of Advaita, and unity and the direct path, that the moment we imagine someone out there who is more awakened, we create a separation.
Mhm.
We keep that doesn't actually exist because we're not separate from anything. And so, how do you see this tendency to project enlightenment and all the absolute best onto others? And how do your teachings bring people back to their own direct experience?
Okay, beautifully said. So the enlightenment, when people talk about enlightenment, and I do say to people that it's like putting grade in your life, like in your school, you're having these grades, right? Like A plus, B, C. So somehow the human wants to be always superior to something. So internally they have somehow projected that certain individuals are higher grade than certain individuals are lower grade. And then I say to people, okay, if you're higher grade, if you're an enlightened being, then why in the first place you're here, right? So for me, it is like if you fail a class and if you're forced to do the grade again and again and again, you're not that smart, right? So whoever is calling or claiming themselves as enlightened, I say, you've been put here again because you failed first time. You failed second time. You failed third. When I say fail, there's something you're seeking. Up until you seek, you're going to be here. Because this place is out of experiences through our senses. It's a physical, grows. When I say grows, I'm talking about the science, like it is a physical dimension. So in a physical dimension, how we perceive our life, we are seeking for experiences, right? Until the seekingness exists, we are going to be here. So even these big glorified masters, they are seeking something. And that's why you're here on a physical level, on a physical body. You see what I'm saying? So I don't see anybody as enlightened in the sense as better than someone else. We're constantly seeking. Even the monks, they're seeking peace, right?
It's because there's one. There's only one, so there is no other to be.
I think that there's also a little conflicting there, because if we don't accept that we are having our different perspective, then we are going to fight on a glossy term that we're going to talk about love, 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 but internally we're going to have so much of contradiction, because internally we know that we are not same, because we carry different perspective. We carry different experiences. That is the truth. The truth as being human.
Absolutely.
We
are all individual expressions.
And we're
of the
identified
one.
with it strongly, and we have to accept it. We cannot just say, in a glory, just to show that we're all goody-goody people, that, oh, it's all love. No, yeah, it is love, but are we truly living in that exponential, pure love? We're not. We carry judgments. Every moment we carry judgment. It's good or bad, it's a different story, but we possess judgment because we have individual ego. From the moment you're born, your ego started to grow with you. You cannot just dissolve it with an eraser. We can become aware of it. We can become more and more aware of our ego. We can become aware of how the ego plays our life. Put ourselves in this puzzle, put ourselves in this fighting game. We can become aware of it, but we cannot never, that's my understanding so far, we can never cease to dissolve the ego, because if we do it, we won't be here.
And I totally agree with that. I mean, the ego is there for a purpose. I mean, this is our point of reference. Yeah, but we also have to understand that our ego is not who we truly are. The ego is, we are, as I've said many times before, we're programmed from the very time of the moment of our birth. We're programmed by our parents, by our siblings, by our religions that we go to, the churches we go to, by the schools that we go to, by the culture that we live in. We are constantly being shaped and formed.
I completely agree, but then who we are.
Yeah.
If you're not ego,
Yeah.
I do agree that we're not ego, but I don't know who we are actually. Who we are.
And what I'm just saying is that the truth is that we are spiritual beings. And that's, and we're having this human experience, and we are making what we will of this.
I understand. I wish that to be the 100% truth.
Yeah.
But up until this day in life, I can just speak from my experiences. I don't know what a spiritual being means. People keep saying it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it is not right. I truly wish we are that floaty beings. But I just don't know what it actually is. I just know I have senses. If you kick me, I'll cry. Or probably I will kick you back if I'm angry. But I just know that we have body and it experiences, and I'm tied to these experiences, and I also know I'm not these experiences somehow deep internally. But that doesn't mean that I know who I am. I just don't know. I just cannot stick with a scripture or anybody giving a prophecy or a philosophy. I just can't trust them too because it is their experience.
And some of the greatest spiritual teachers in the world, the question they ask you is, who am I? And that's what you meditate on, is who am I?
I don't meditate on who am I.
No, I didn't say that you do, but I'm saying that's how they...
Probably they do, but
Yeah.
I don't question who am I because I know that I'm experiencing through my senses. But what I try to become more aware is that I'm not these experiences, right? But I'm not trying to find who am I, because if I'm going to try to find who am I, it should be very open. But unfortunately, the individual ego would not seek in a very open space. It'll have a prejudgment. I'm not this, but I am a spiritual being. I am a God's child. I am this. So that little premise will bring you to a certain manifested destination rather than truly seeking into an open space without any judgment. I think it is impossible for a human mind to be that pure seeker. It is my understanding. I might be wrong again, but looking at so many people, talking with so many people, as a police officer, as a politician, as a so-called spiritual seeker, as a mentor, as a father, I cannot see anybody having no judgment and pursuing a life in a very, very pure consciousness. Where it is beautiful to say it, but very highly impossible. I might be wrong. If I see anybody, I'll change my mind.
All I know is that there is a real inner peace that is so pure within each and every one of us that we can tap into.
I agree that.
And can we stay there all the time? I've not managed to do it at all. But again, over and over, we get hit by something. We come up with a challenge. And if we have practiced this as much as many of us have, it is easy to just get right back into that nice sense of centeredness, of balance, of that peace beyond understanding that is right here.
I think that's what we need to agree, that we
Yeah.
are humans.
Yeah.
And giving an extra layer that we're spiritual beings, I think that's a contradiction right there.
In a way, and that's sort of the way people are looking at unity, because we don't see if you really look at it, we don't see a difference between God and us. We are.
I don't even know what God is.
Yeah, okay.
To separate
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Because when people talk about God, it is their
yeah.
belief and their experience. Probably they're 100% true.
And we
I don't know.
use the word God a lot here because a lot of us have had very unpleasant experiences with the whole God word. And especially if you were brought up in a fundamentalist church, like I was, it's you sort of feel like you've been like had God forced down your throat at times, you know. So God is a word that we sort of, you know, I'm okay with it, but there's a lot of other words that are a lot more open as far as I'm concerned, and we are running out of time.
Okay, I'll finish with this. So,
yeah, so
because it's up
let's
here, so I'll just finish with this.
Yeah.
So, with the funny thing, you know, when we speak about this God and you know, the church, I take people with me to India to meditation, whatnot. I take to temples and things, right? So sometimes people think I'm more like a Hindu person or something. So I tell the students or friends, like, you know what, I believe in certain things now with my personal experiences. Say, for example, we are all dead at some point. If I'm dead, I will be at some point. And I go to the so-called heaven or the judgment space. And in that judgment space, and what I see is exactly what these people are talking here in the Christianity. Like, you know what, there's a Savior. You have to do certain things, certain Bible reading and all that. And if you do everything, you've been blessed to go into this holy space, or else you'll be baked in oven. At that moment, I'm very open to surrender myself, say, I'm so sorry. I'll take this Savior route.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize that in the so-called earth, right? I'm that much open.
Yeah.
So I told these people, like, you know what, you don't think that I'm just preaching you one way. I'm talking because I'm preaching, if you want to call it preaching, that is through my experience, but I might be completely wrong. So I'm not adamant that whatever people are talking here is not truth.
Yeah.
If it turns out to be that is the truth, I'm ready to completely fall on the so-called Savior. That's it. That's how I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
Open.
Well, you do know that heaven is a state of consciousness, and so is hell. So
To my understanding, those doesn't exist
Yeah.
to me at this point.
yeah, yeah.
To this point, right?
this
But
point,
I
right.
think this is where
You're fully open, and that's a great place to be, is to be fully open and receptive
to however
to
the life
how
flows.
life unfolds. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So we do have maybe anyone have, we'll take 2 questions. If anybody has a question that you would like to have answered by Om, if you have a question, please, and if not, we will go into a meditation. So, but if anybody has a question. Okay. No questions? We got off easy.
I was just looking closely now.
So I'm going to invite Om to lead us in a guided meditation at this time.
All right. All right. So sit in a very comfortable position. Just relax. Try to relax your shoulders intentionally. Just relax your shoulders. If you can, have your spine up. If you can't, if you have any back aches, please try to be very comfortable. You can lean back. Gently close your eyes. Keep your palms on the side or anywhere you feel comfortable, but make sure it is loose and your fingers are loose and relaxed. Your legs are relaxed and your entire body relaxed. Now take a nice deep inhalation, a nice and deep inhalation. And then slowly and slowly exhale. Let it go. And let's do a few rounds of this breathing on your own pace. Nice and deep inhalation. And then slow and steady exhalation. As you're consciously breathing deeper and deeper and exhaling deeper, your mind and body are relaxing more and more and more and more. And now, try to remember and realize that you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions, you're not those experiences, even though it's all happening around you, it's all happening within you. Let's try to observe them, not to control them, not to punish them, not to shut them out, but just try to be a pure witness or an observer. Just watch them. Watch your thoughts as it comes by. Try to watch your feelings, the emotions. It's a bit difficult to separate yourself from your emotions, but try, give it a try. And the more and more you try to put yourself as a witness, as an observer, you would see your thoughts and emotions slowly fading away. And bringing you more peace and calm, a more space of clarity. And let go, let go. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to fight everything. There are times you need to breathe, relax, and let go, or at least try to let go. The universe is filled with so many powers and flows of energies that your mind can't comprehend, and that's fine. So let them play your space and bring in more healing and more harmony and more at peace. And you try to be the observer, the traveler that sees and witnesses everything and sometimes experiences with high intensity, but always be aware that you're not the experiences. And with a nice deep inhalation and a nice deeper exhalation, you're bringing more peace and calm to your mind and your body. And now slowly and gently, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. We'll do this again sometime. Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. So, anyway, just give me one more round of applause. Thank you for being with us. And he will be upstairs, and so you're free to ask him questions and visit with him upstairs. Please do.
And I'd like to thank both of you, David and Om, for that divine conversation. During these conversations, things come up that you don't think about sometimes, and you've brought us a lot to think over the week. Yes, so thank you very much for that.
So as we come to the close of our Sunday experience, we take a moment to honor the generosity that sustains this community. And so everything that we do here is made possible because each of you shows up in love.
Our love offering box is at the front of our platform, so it's right over here. You're welcome to place your financial gift there as you leave. You can also give by e-transfer or by hitting the donate button in our newsletter or on our website at unityofwindsor.org. The donate button will take you directly to Canada Helps, where you can make a safe donation.
And also, if you have a prayer request, our prayer request box is right here to my right. And prayer request slips are there. If you have someone that you would like our prayer chaplain team to pray for or with, you can put their name down or your name and what you would like the prayer about. Place it in the box, and our prayer team will hold those people in prayer. So, let me see. Let's go ahead and take a gentle breath right now at this moment as we have our closing prayer. So we allow ourselves right at this moment to be fully present and aware of the one presence that holds us all. And we give thanks for the wisdom shared, for the love that surrounds this community and the quiet ways that Spirit continues to guide and to heal and uplift us. And as we move into a moment of gratitude, we open our hearts to the generous flow of divine life, the giving and receiving that is always happening in us, through us, and as us. And so we trust that all is unfolding for good, and so it is. So I now invite you to speak with me our love offering prayer. Divine love in me and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
We now invite you to stand as we say together the prayer for our protection and our closing song. The light of the love surrounds us.
We are light.
The love of the divine enfolds us.
We are love.
The peace of love fills us.
We are peace.
The power of love protects us.
We are power.
The presence of love watches over us.
We are presence.
Wherever we are, love is. Love is divine.
And indeed, you all are, my friends. Thank you so much. And please, we're going to close.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Thank you, everyone, and please join us upstairs for good conversation and some good food.
Thank you.
Thank you.